Hi, and welcome to my Tuesday evening live card making tutorial. And this evening, I'm going to be using the Retiring Artistic dies for a card that is just adorable. All right, so let me introduce myself. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 23 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. And all right, we already have Miss Nancy checking in from Seattle. Thank you for joining us this evening. All right, and so the artistic dies, well, they're retiring and available now only while supplies last. And so I plan to use the stamp set, and I'll show you that. Well, I actually did use the stamp set, a greeting from it, and it's already retired and gone. So that's how quickly things can disappear. Once they hit the last chance list, they are gone before you know it. So let's have a better look. Here we go at the stamp set that's retired. And for this card, we're okay because the main focus is definitely on these artistic dies that are just fantastic. Look at the intricate dies that are in here. And this one is the one I'll be using. And you've got another one. And these were outline dies for the stamp set. But this is the focus of these dies. And at 50% off, wow. 50% off, but only while supplies last. And Miss Carolyn is checking in from Scotland. Well, welcome. Okay, so Miss Carolyn missed on the stamp set, but or the die set. Yep, and I do recommend that very much. Okay, and Miss Carol Ann from Canada. Oh, fantastic. And so my dies, I have them on this magnet card from Stampin' Storage. Now, Stampin' Storage sounds like a Stampin' Up thing. It is not. It's a separate company, but they have designed a lot of products to store and organize our Stampin' Up products and beautifully organize our craft rooms. And so this is so much easier to use these cards than trying to get it back onto that thin piece of cardstock with the tape. And super strong. They're not falling off. And the back is slick enough that if you wanted to, you could attach the stamps to it too. And then I slide them into one of the sleeves. So both of these are available at Stampin' Storage, and I have the links for them under the video if you're watching on YouTube. Let's see who else is checking in. We've got Miss Gina from, in New York, and Miss Joyce. Hi, good to see you. All right, so we are going to start with some die cutting, but like I said, we're going to be using this really intricate die, and because I want my life to be as easy as possible, I have here some basic white cardstock and an adhesive sheet. Now I've cut this a little bit smaller than the adhesive sheet, and tomorrow I will have a link to, after the video processes, I'll have a link to my blog post with all of the measurements and a PDF you can download, print, and save. And before I forget, please give my video a thumbs up and share it. That really helps. Oh, and Miss Kathleen from upstate New York. All right, so they have a split in it. I cut this, like I said, just a little bit smaller. I used to cut them the same size, and then because, you know, I'm very imperfect, they weren't identical in size, and if any of the adhesive stuck over, then it got on the plates of my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Not ideal. So, oops, well, okay, they stick really, really well. No forgiveness. So, as I was telling you, see, that's hanging over. We're going to fix that. And I got a pair of paper snips here. So I need to trim this off. Wow, that just stuck really good. But that's really good because that means it'll stick to your project. Oh, that just cracking me up. Okay, and the adhesive's sticking to me. So there'll be a little void in the center, but it'll still have the bulk of it. I'm in really good shape. And if you don't have paper snips, they're not in the list of supplies because, you know, I didn't plan to do that. I really recommend these. These are available, and, you know, get them before May 1st because they're going up a little bit, but worth every bit. They just make the intricate cutting so easy. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm turning this into a self-adhesive die cut. All right, so let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Fabulous, fabulous tool that we have. Oh, let's see if we can get this a little bit bigger. Nope, that's as big as we're going to get. Okay, it looks better once it's down. I like how it folds up because it goes on a shelf and it doesn't take so much space that way. And what we need to do is build what is called a sandwich. We'll start with a plate number 1. And all the plates I'm using are included with the purchase of a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then because I'm using those thin metal dies, I need to build it up a little bit more. So I've got a plate number 2. And all this is printed on these plates. You don't have to memorize this. All right, and then I need a plate number 3. We're going to cut into that. And then we have the cardstock with the adhesive sheet on the back. We'll put the adhesive sheet side down. Oh, Miss Tammy is here. Hello. And then this gorgeous die. There we go. So that rough edge, that's the cutting edge. We're going to place that down. Okay. And then I need another plate number 3. And I want to place it on here and not slide it because I really don't want this to slide off. I need it to stay right where it is. Now, if I had stamped and had one of those open dies that to center around it, then I would secure it with the low tack adhesive. But I'm just going to back up. I mean, this does such a good job. I usually don't have to, but it's really intricate, so let's do it. And to show you I can go right from right to left. Last week I tried that and really messed up. All right, so let's get this out of our way. And then we'll peel this off. That just popped right out. And I have my Take Your Pick tool to help get this going. Okay, I don't need to get all of that out of there. I just need to be able to pull it out of the die carefully. So those little poke out holes help. Here's a good, there we go. Look at that. That's how well this cuts. Oh, Miss Roxanne is here too. And then look, so just quick, boom, to put right back on here. So you're not losing, you know, it'd be hard to lose a big one, but the little ones, they're easy to lose. And so if you got those magnet cards, okay. So we could punch all of this out. You know, let me do some of it, some of the bigger, but most of it's going to come out with the adhesive sheet when we peel that off. But I'm not ready to do that because I am going to color this. We won't put it on white, and it's very easy to do and a lot of fun. And what I did was a friend pointed out a card sample in the 23-24 Stampin' Up catalog. Oh, Miss Adelaide is here. And it's like, oh, that is beautiful. I want to make it before this die gets gone. Okay, so we've got this. Let me get this out of my way. I don't like a messy work area. Okay. Fantastic. All right, so let's come back with this, and then we'll start coloring. So let me look at my notes of things I want to make sure I tell you. And retiring products. They are now all available only while supplies last, and every day of things sold out, that list keeps growing and growing. Okay. And what I have here is the Moody Mauve Dark Stampin' Blends. And so we will color. This is so fun. And just color this in. So we will chat. Let's see what else I have on my list. So the retiring products, very, very important. It's you know, we're past the middle of the month. So it is getting almost over, just about 2 more weeks. And what else is happening in that time? Several products are going to be higher, you know, that are still going to be around. The cardstock, the blends, all of this will be higher with the new catalog. And so you have only through April 30th to stock up on the cardstock, fill any vacancies you have with the blends, you know, so you can save money. And then you'll have more for some of the fantastic new products like my beautiful Layers of Beauty bundle that'll be available May 1st. Okay, so I want to finish that flower along there. I certainly don't need to worry about the part that's going to come out yet, but oh, here's more of the rose. Okay, so now let's come over here and color around. And I will be using some Retiring Designer Series paper with this. That is 20% off, but that reminds me that I'm having a Designer Series paper share and the specialty papers for the 24-25 Stampin' Up! Catalog. And if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link to that under the video. Now, I'm not worried at all about getting any of the alcohol ink on this mat below me because it's not going to stick to it. It's a silicone mat. I really like using this. And I have a link to that. I picked this up on Amazon under the video. Okay, so, oh, come over here. Finish outlining. There we go. This looks so nice. Isn't that cool? Oh, and Miss Jenny is here and Miss Lynn from Australia. Wow, I'm so happy to have you all joining me. Okay, so we're done with the dark. And then I have the light Moody Mauve. Now, I looked up the colors that they had in the catalog and it said petal pink and it just looked a lot warmer than what I was after. It's like, oh, forget it. I just used the light and it coordinates beautifully, of course. Oh, and I wasn't done with that. I need to do these smaller flowers. But I just really enjoyed coloring this. It was a lot of fun. All right. Let me poke out a couple so I can see, there we go, where things are ending. Okay, fantastic. And so we are having gorgeous weather here in Michigan. Oh my goodness. Last couple days, I even got out on my deck to get a little natural vitamin D, how healthy and good that is for us. You know, I didn't even think about it. I slept the best last night that I have in a long time, and that may be due to some of that vitamin D I got yesterday. I mean, 20 minutes just really can make a big difference. Okay. And so let me think about some of the products that are retiring, or not retiring, I'm sorry, that'll have price increases that you'll want to stock up. And that is cardstock, ink refills, the Stampin' Blends, the envelopes, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. That's not very much going up, but if you wanted one, why not? The paper trimmer, the bone folder, the take your pick tool. So all of those are something really to think about getting more of before they're gone. Okay, so we've outlined our flower. Okay, looking pretty cool though, huh? How big is the mat I'm working on? It is good size. I had a smaller one and didn't care for it. You know, if you click on the link, it'll tell you, and if somebody would like to do that, if someone's watching and they can go in the description on YouTube, they could give us the answer to that. I don't remember, but it's a lot. It's wider than what I'm showing you here, what you can see on the screen. Okay, so we're done with that. I said that before with this, but let's come back with this. And this flower here. And so while I was just doing this, of course, on my own earlier, making my sample, I truly was just enjoying how peaceful it was. Now, honestly, I feel a little bit rushed. Not that you all are making me feel that way. It's me. It's me. Okay. And so this, now the sample in the catalog, I didn't do quite like that. I tried. They made their card base smaller. And I don't know if you know my rule in that I feel like we need to, our palette is the base of our card. And to go over the edge of that means we can't fit in an envelope very nicely and feels like it's just a little bit of cheating. So my rule is it needs to fit within it. So I did a regular size base, the medium card. And I was just looking here thinking I need to, oh, there we go. Finish that. And that will get, okay. I was almost gonna say I promise we're done with that, but I can't promise. Okay, and so Pebble Path. Oh, Miss Patricia, did you see that, Miss Jenny? Looked it up for us. Thank you. It is a good size. I'm not surprised. 24 by a little bit more than 24 by 15. And so the Pebble Path goes on these smaller leaves. Okay, and this, when I did mine, I poked out most of it. And I thought, well, that was a waste of time, right? Because the adhesive sheet, most of it will come off with it. But honestly, I wish I had taken the time to do that. It's easier to color when you can see, when what's going to go away is gone. So I recommend that. Go ahead and poke them out because the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine does such a good job. They'll fall out easily enough, so why not? Okay. And all right, I think that is all of those little ones. And now, Old Olive. The new colors are, well, I really enjoy, these are part of the 23, 25 in colors, this Moody Mauve and the Pebbled Path. I mean, I really like them, but they are muted. But my goodness, they are beautiful. But the new ones are, somehow they're a nice combination of soft and vibrant. I don't know how they did it, but very lovely, very lively. And so those will start May 1st. And if you're on my mailing list, you saw that I'm having a 24-26 in color club, that if you're in the United States, you're welcome to join. And so I'm using the dark Old Olive. And these are so intricate, I didn't even try to do any shading. I just went solid, as you see. And there we go. And if you take my advice and poke the stuff out first, it'll go even quicker for you. Okay, I believe we are done. Oh, Miss, okay, I'm not sure. Is it Heike? But from Melbourne joining us. Okay, let me get this out of my way. You may have figured out I just really like things neat. It bugs me if not. Okay, so now we get to peel this off, and most of those little pieces will come out with it. We just need to find the break. Well, there it is, because remember I missed part of it. And see, even these little ones in the center are starting to come out. There. So we're just making this into one big old self-adhesive die cut. So a couple of them didn't come out, but that's okay. And peel this away. There we go. This is fun. Yeah, something about that. All right. I am trying to figure out where to start again. Okay, let's come over here. The white makes it more obvious, right? Because the Stampin' Blends come through in color. Did I get this already? Oh, it's sticky. I already got it. Okay. Is someone it's Robin. Okay. I said your name right. That really well, good. Good. Okay. Yeah, you're watching going, Shelly, you already peeled that away. Go look at that big piece. Yeah, I did. Okay. So anything sticking? Oh, yeah. See? Okay. Virtually everything. That's where you take your take your pick tool. Hey, do you know what happened there when I messed that up? I'll tell you what happened. My tongue got wrapped around my eye tooth and I couldn't see what I was saying. That was a joke my husband would say, and it cracked me up every time. So I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, so let me clean this up. Whew. I have this done. So my name is also my scooper. Fantastic name, my business. All right. Well, thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. Oh, and Susan is here. Hi, Miss Susan. So glad to have you. All right. So what I have here is one of the patterns from the Inked Botanicals Designer Series paper. Whoops. Let me show you the other patterns in this. This is the other side of, okay, and so that's how I have them, so I don't have to keep flipping around. Very nice. Oh, Miss Chris is here from North Carolina. Now, what I just call this Inked Botanicals Designer Series paper, and they're 6x6 sheets. They are 20% off while supplies last. So seriously, you have to get on over to my online store and get anything you've had your eye on before it's gone. So I said that Artistically ink stamp set, it's gone. I really thought it was there this morning, but I couldn't swear by it, but I really thought it was. But things do. Every day I check and the list just keeps growing and growing. So a really fun group of paper that you can use so many different ways. So those are the patterns, and you get a lot more than that. That was just the patterns. You get several. Okay, so when I looked up with the supplies, you know, of the colors they used to make the card, they said basic white cardstock, and that would work for the card base, but I thought, because I cut this to the same size, but I went ahead and used crushed curry because what if I'm not perfect? It won't be so glaringly obvious like it would be if it was against white and not quite perfect, right? So there we go. And so I need to adhere this, and I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal. I'm going to put my finger where it is a little opaque. And an inch in each corner. This stuff is strong, it's good. That is plenty. And go ahead and place it. And I don't press until I'm happy. And it is there, you have to be patient when you're going to go and try to cover the full front. And then I like to turn it over and see if anything's hanging over. And it is a little bit. So let me get, I think I got a little bit off over here. So I hope you don't mind being patient with me. Because neatness counts. My goodness. We don't have, it just makes all the difference in the world. And so there we go. Now that is covered so nicely. All right. And And then we have this with all that adhesive on there already. Now, like I told you, the sample in the catalog, they made this smaller and some of it was going off the edge. Mm-mm-mm. Not for me. I need this to fit an envelope. Somebody's going to end up with this lovely, lovely card. And look, and we had a little bit of void in the center, but so much of the rest of it is adhered. We're in great shape. Isn't this beautiful? Oh, love it. So we're not done. Okay, so because, this morning I really thought it was still available, I did use the thanks from the Artistically ink stamp set, but like I said, this card is really about the dies, so you could substitute another large stamp. But I'm going to use Old Olive, keeping it all coordinated. Pick this up, slide that in, and I've got this mounted on a clear block H. If you haven't used the Stampin' Up! Clear mount blocks, I just can't recommend them highly enough. Those grooves on the side, they're rounded and so comfortable to hang on to, unlike one that is flat. And because I can see around it, hopefully I do a good job. If not, we've got another side. God gave us two sides to cardstock, so we could use the other. Okay, that might end up being good enough. It's a little bit higher than I'd like, so this is where I did that on purpose, right? So I could show you, this is what you do if you mess up. And if you're buying that, well, let me talk to you about some swampland I have. Oh, much better. Hi, Miss Gwen. Oh, pretty card. It is a pretty card. I'd love to take credit for it. And then to close it, I just did that without talking. You can do a little push here, pulling that lip, click, and it is closed. And so another piece of designer series paper to go behind this. So let me turn this over. I'll do this here where you can see some more Stampin' Seal. And there's in the catalog, that's not my nature. It's a little cattywampus. And I thought, oh, it added some character. So not a lot, but a little bit cattywampus. Cute, huh? Oh, Miss Roxanne, thank you. All right, and so if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that Stampin' Dimensionals, my all-time favorite adhesive. Love them so much, I think of them as an accessory. So let's go ahead and grab some of these. So these foam adhesive dots, because I first tried it flat, and it's amazing what a difference this little bit of height makes. And so you can press down with your thumbnail, even if they're super short like mine, and it makes that edge pop up. So these are easy to get off, and that one was already off. This we will go all the way to the edge. And so the same color, but a bit of a different pattern. And there we go. Oh, Miss Patricia, thank you. It is a gorgeous card. Okay, so we have a finishing touch for this, and that is with the pastel adhesive back sequins. Now, these are retiring too, and 40% off. So the dies 50% off. The designer series paper 20% off, and 40% off these adhesive back. Because when we first got sequins, I don't know if you remembered, we had to sit there and take some liquid glue and try to put it on there. Oh, goodness, thank goodness they're just now all adhesive back. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pick them up. I like to press down on whatever the embellishment is, any kind of gem, sequin, to make sure the adhesive is sticking to the embellishment and not to this acetate sheet. So we have small one. I just put on a big one, and now a small one over here. And we're going to grab another small one and come up into the leaves. All right. And another large one down here. And a small one. And you remember, Grandma always said you do in odd numbers. It's a lot more pleasing to the eye. And so we have 5 on here. Fantastic. And there we go. Look how easy that was. Oh, she likes the color. It's such a happy one. It is just beautiful. These dies, seriously, 50% off. and think of all the different ways you'll be able to use that. And the Stampin' Blends is just one way, but so easy. Like I said, I'm going to recommend that you push out all the pieces. Don't take the backing off when you use the adhesive sheets. You don't want it sticking everywhere and losing the stickiness, but it'd be quicker for you to color them than it was for me when you do that. So fantastic. So I'm going to say it again because it's just so important. The artistic dies, 50% off in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And the Inked Botanicals Designer Series paper, 20% off. And the pastel backed sequins, 40% off. Big, big sale going on in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com, only while supplies last. All right, so let's come back. Oh, fantastic. It's so good seeing you. Let me quick note. Okay, so I told you about, I think I covered everything. The retiring products several times. The product increases to stock up, and I told you about my paper share. So if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link under my video for more information about my paper share. It's a great way to get a generous sampling of all of the new designer series papers, and there's one exception in there, and I explained why. And so get on over now before the artistic dies are gone to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And so this is the part of the night that I say good evening. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching, and God bless.